Shalom. All right, as always, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to the Akim that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect and risking lives and freedoms to do so. All right, this is the Brother Zion Amath, the GMS Detroit by Camp. And this is going to be a video, going into breaking news. Right, this happened earlier today, right, concerning New York, specifically Brooklyn, with the shooting incident, right, if you will, right, and so as us being men of the Lord, we understand and know, right, the tricks, right, the plans that Esau Edom comes with, right? This is nothing more than a orchestrated event, okay? In some way, in some fashion, right? Esau Edom has is pulling the strings, if you will, on this event that played out, okay? All right, because Esau needs those distractions. You understand? When things happen like this is a distraction. This is to turn your eye away from uh, bigger bigger things that's going on behind the scenes, right? And I'm gonna, bring it all home shortly, but I want to kind of go through some of this article here, and we're just gonna tie it all in. So, just as you can see on the screen, it says live updates. Police search for gunmen in attack on a Brooklyn subway that injured 23, including 10 shot. Right? Say a man in a worker's vest put on a gas mask, opened a canister that filled a subway car with smoke, and then opened fire, the police said. They named a person of interest. Remember that, okay? Person of interest who rented a truck they believe was driven by the gunman who is still at large. Just stopping here, right? Because just some light research I've done thus far, it seemed to have been a Jake, all right, that was responsible for this, right? All right, and saying that, just what I've read is a very tactical in how this Jake was operating, right? So whether he's from the CIA, FBI, military, or some fashion or whatever, right? Because and especially Jake, all right, how are you able to get access, all right, to a gas mask, right, to basically smoke grenades, right? You know what I'm saying? How are you getting that access? You know what I'm saying? Unless you're militarily trained or you have some type of pull. All right. Nonetheless, be that as it may, all right, it happened. Right? And it happened, of course, what we've been told, that it was a Jake that's responsible for this, right? Mind you, on a Tuesday, all right. This quickly reminded me of the 9/11 attacks, which happened on a Tuesday, right? Early morning on a Tuesday, right? Within like 8 something in the morning, which I'm gonna get that shortly. But that all goes back to the guy. What is it? I think it's Aries, if I'm not mistaken. The war god. Okay, dealing with Tuesday, right? Because these elites, okay, they're into the the left hand side, and what do you call this? Astrology. You know what I'm saying? Horoscopes and all that. Weird shit. They're deeply into that. So a lot of these things that they do in events like this, it has a left hand spiritual you know, points that can be made. It's tied. It's spiritually left hand magic. At the crux of it all. Right, but just continuing on. Let's see. Remember that person of interest. Police named a person of interest connected to the shooting, right? And I was trying to just think back, like, have they ever used a term like that? You know what I'm saying? Normally, they're either not gonna identify the person, or they will identify first. They just, or they will identify the person. You know, they're just gonna give you a name, a mug shot or some type of, you know, recognition of whoever did the crime, and that's that. But to use this term specifically, person of interest, is interesting, and you will see why shortly. But I guess this was the what was going on, after the event took place or whatever, right? All right, continuing on, it says the police in New York on Tuesday evening identified a man they called a person of interest in the mass shooting on a crowded subway train in Brooklyn during the morning rush earlier that day that injured nearly 2 dozen people, five of them critically. Right. Also, notice it's on the subway, which, if you know anything about New York, right, the subways is basically like the chief, transportation. A lot of people would rather walk, ride their bike, or they ride the subways, right? Because of how the city is set up, and due to all the congestion, concerning cars driving through those cities, it's hard to get around. So people find it more what's the word? More convenient, okay, to ride the subways. So it's interesting, that this happened on the subway, because now they can come out and say, "Oh, we have to shut the subways down, right? No one can be trusted," or what I'm saying. Other terrorist attacks may happen, blah 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 blah, right? So continuing on, it says the police said that the man Frank R. James, so they have his name, right? But yet they call him a person of interest. Again, hold on to that. It says had rented a U-Haul van in Philadelphia. So just in reading this a little bit, the individual was not trying to be covert by no means, right? Because who rents, if you know you're going to do a crime like this, all right, the purpose of doing a crime is to leave no fingerprints, right, to leave no paper trail, right? So this person, right, he rented the U-Haul van with his own ID, basically. You know what I'm saying? He didn't use anyone else's ID or a fake ID or anything like that. All right, so he letting it be known that he's the person that's responsible of the van. So just in that, now there's a trail. You know what I'm saying? All right, reading on, it says a key to the van they said was found in a collection of belongings on the train that they believe belonged to the gunman. So wait a minute, it said had rented a U-Haul van in Philly. A key to the van they said was found in a collection of belongings on the train. So somehow his key to the van ended up on the train. Okay. It says they believe belonged to the gunman, including a Glock 9mm handgun, 3 ammunition magazines, a hatchet, fireworks, and a liquid they believe to be gasoline. Right, which that should have been easy to sort out. I mean, gasoline when you smell it, so that's very obscure. You know what I'm saying, in terms of the liquid. Also highlighting the point that, okay, we're dealing with a Glock 9mm handgun. All right, so things that you can conceal. All right, we've seen all the stories. All right, of these right, quote unquote, okay, terrorists, right, that shoot up, movie theaters, that shoot up churches, that shoot up schools, all right, and they often have, what do you call this? The damn, what do you call them type of guns? Like like fully automatic, weaponry, dealing with the AKs and the ARs, right? But now it's been in recent time, a lot of these stories have been coming out dealing with, handguns, things that you can conceal, right? That's lawful to conceal and or open carry. So basically, this is an attack, okay, on those type of guns now, right? They basically these steps are leading up to the fact that they don't want, all right, the any American citizen owning any type of weaponry, right? You know what I'm saying? What any type of guns, period, right? Why? Because it's easy to conceal, right? Now looking at the fact that the guy only had 3 magazines, it's like, what damage was he really trying to do? Especially if you're gonna have a shootout with the police, that 3 magazines ain't gonna get you no place. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a extended mag, that ain't like, give me a break. That ain't nothing. All right, when you facing an NYPD or SWAT or whomever. All right. So continuing on, it says the police found the van abandoned on a street late Tuesday afternoon, about 5 blocks from the Kings Highway station, where they say the gunman had got on the subway, huh? And 5 miles from the 36th Street station where the shooting unfolded. Mr. James remains at large. James uh, is said, the police department's chief of detectives said in a news conference at police headquarters. We are endeavoring to locate him to determine his connection to the subway shooting. Okay. I'm just jumping down a little bit. It says shortly before 8:30 a.m., the police said a heavy-set, dark-skinned man in a construction vest and construction helmet donned a gas mask as a crowded in train approached the 36th Street station in the Sunset Park neighborhood. Right, tossed 2 smoke grenades on the floor of the car and began firing the gun. 33 shots later, he fled. All right. Also, that's Masonic. All right. Dealing with that number 33. All right. That deals with masonry. All right. 33. What is it? 33. I think Scottish Rite. And 32. Dealing with the York Rite. But nonetheless, that's dealing with Freemasonry. All right. That number 33. All right. It says 10 people were hit by gunfire. The police said 5 of the victims were critically injured, but none of their wounds were life-threatening. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So that's that's supposed to be the aftermath of the people, that were shot and wounded. All right. A lot of people shot in the leg, it seems. Okay. So yeah, one, these events always seem to happen, right? Or just, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, all right? We understand his plots, all right, his schemes, all right? He runs the same plays over and over. You just have to have the eyes to see, you know. But so let's hit this point dealing where it says police named a person of interest, and the spirit revealed this to me because I haven't even looked at this show at all. But that term, it struck me. It's like, damn, what word? Like, why is that sticking out? Basically, so I just threw it in Google and see what came up. Right? All right. Now, so this was an actual TV show, right? That came out in 2011. All right, Person of Interest, 5 seasons. All right, I guess it's supposed to be a pretty good show. Right. Also, this is the guy that did Passion of the Christ, that played the role of, they will say Jesus. All right, but whatever. But anyway, the same guy that played that role. Okay, let's look at the the description, right? Person of interest. It says former CIA agent Reese, now presumed dead, okay, and billionaire software genius Finch joined forces as a vigilante crime fighting team using Finch's program, which employs pattern recognition to determine individuals who will soon be involved in violent crimes, right? I.e., the chip, right? You should think of Elon Musk, right? Think of what they call it, the brain. What is it? BDS. I forget that term right now. But anyway, basically the brain. Okay. Implant. All right. Okay. All right. Jumping down, it says, yeah, which employs pattern recognition to determine individuals who will soon be involved in violent crimes. They combine Reese's covert operations training and Finch's money and cyber skills to stop crimes before they happen. Former Army intelligence support activity operative Samin Shaw joins in the pair in their quest. So anyway, we all know, all right, if you being circumspect, all right, this event is leading to the chip, okay, to the MOTB, all right, because with the MOTB, all right, they're gonna track your whereabouts, right? They're gonna have your health records, all right, where and when you were born, all right, you know, your blood type, like you name it, it's all gonna be on that MO on that MOTB, all right, which is gonna be, or they would like to have that implanted, okay, within your flesh, right, to track your whereabouts, right? And so that's the play. That's what's going on. All right. So let's see another point I wanted to hit because I mentioned 9/11. Okay. But yeah, this is dealing with Tuesday, right? The war god, right? So Esau Edom, hey man, he's showing his horns, and we in a spiritual warfare right now. You know, 2/3 of our people they're not understanding, they're not adhering. All right, September 11, 2001. Right, see this happened at 8:46 a.m. Right, when you look at September 11, 2001, that happened on a Tuesday. All right, that was a Tuesday morning, just like this event that just happened was on a Tuesday morning. Because everyone is, you just trying to go about your days, so-called second day of the work week, for most people. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to get your bearings, and you just fresh got up. You're not fully all the way there. You kind of like in a trance until you get to where you're getting to, right? And that's how Esau, or that's when, okay, Esau Edom likes to strike, when you're unawares. You understand? All right. So let me go back. All right, let's just get a few scriptures, because we know, Pac said, you and I know what's going on. The hopeful elect know what's going on, man. We see right through this tacky tactics, you understand? Real quick, so I can let me get this right quick. This is 2 Corinthians, I quoted, but this is 2 Corinthians 2:11, and it reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? Meaning we're knowledgeable of his plans, of his schemes. Right? We're not ignorant. We're not in darkness, all right, as 2/3 of our people are. You know what I'm saying? And understanding that we at war in a spiritual warfare, it's time to be on alert, on high alert. Right? This devil is making his move. what the scripture say, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Real quick, this is Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, right? To come, shake yourself out of that slumber, all right, of being in darkness, right? Because you sleep in the dark. It's time to come to the light, come to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, and be brought, all right, and be illuminated, if you will, all right, to be in the know, to know what's going on and why it's happening, all right? For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. That's right, because, hey, what the scriptures say, knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of thy times, all right? This is what keeps us stable, this word, okay, is what keeps us stable. That's what keeps us in the know, you know what I'm saying? And not to be just giving in, to these tactics. You know what I'm saying? When we see stuff like this, we know, okay, Esau, he don't be at work. He overtime right now. He overtime. How convenient, right, that a Jake would be, in the midst of this story. You know what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself, like, what caused it? It's so random to the point it don't even make any sense. It's no, you know what I'm saying? It's no, like, what is the cause? Just, what is the cause? Simply put, right? What make a Jake, do this? Like, for what? Which, it kind of it has the it just seemed like this is some type of agent type activity. All right, but real quick, this is Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. That's right. Esau will, right, he'll give you all the tools to destroy yourself. You know what I'm saying? And they'll go right behind it and put you in a negative light. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't know how easy it is, right, to get smoke grenades, and of course you can get a handgun, obviously, but a gas mask and smoke grenades, I don't know how readily available that is. But whatever the case, there's now if you wanted to get access to those things, it's going to be that much harder. You know what I'm saying? Hell, if you wanted to get a handgun, right, events like this is going to make it that much harder. Again, because he wants the people to be basically defenseless, right? When he roll out this martial law, all right, he don't want anyone, right, having, basically weaponry that can defend yourself. You understand? And that's just pretty much what it is. So just my spiritual 2 cents on the matter. I definitely thought this person of interest was highly interesting, right, to say the least. But Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim that's pushing this word of truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.